Hello, the co-creative weavers of the web of Wyrd. In Norse mythology, Wyrd. In Norse mythology, Wyrd is the rune of nothingness. It's also flexible destinies compared to Orlok. Orlok is like a karma which have been given, and where there is the belief that we cannot change a lot. Yeah. Whilst the Wyrd is always this invitation to co-create with it, to shape it. If we more and more consciously and intentionally weave with the spirits, with everything around us, it's based on this animistic view that everything has got a soul, everything is interconnected, and we can consciously weave with it. That's why I love this proverb: start to begin to weave, and the wine will provide the thread, which of course I extensively wrote about in my book, The Wyrding Way, the mysterious art of weaving your own destiny, as an invitation, like in Norse mythology, the three Norns of the past, present and future are said to have woven the whole web of Wyrd, which is also a rune that encompasses, it looks like a net, and it encompasses all other runes in it, and that's us as well. We are connected like through an invisible thread, a biblical cord, to the whole web, where we have been like secretly woven into the universe, and it's an invitation to consciously weave with our destiny threads. Yeah. So if you like to find out more about that, I give in-depth birth runes readings, where this wisdom that we have been woven through certain destiny threads, I can pass it on to you. And furthermore, also the wisdom of the Slavic goddesses. There are also like the runes. Those are the symbols that I'm always showing. They are like the Slavic runes and correspond to Beregini, Slavic goddesses. And the one for the next week is the friend. The friend comes, there are 9 worlds, and each world has got like a basic theme, and each world is also divided into 3 worlds. The underworld, which is the Nav, the ancestral world, the middle world, Yav, and then the upper world, Prav. And this one is from the Yav world, from the 5th circle, a world of prayer and communication. So her theme is prayer. I connect with others through the power of words. I listen and understand. I speak and am understood. Usage strengthens the power of words for support and protection in difficult situations. I think it's such a beautiful energy that can accompany us in midst of so much conflict everywhere we look at. I feel there's a lot like this, us against them, they're right, they're wrong. Yeah, and that's how wars originate. And this Beregini, the friend, invites us to open ourselves with an open heart, to communicate, like she says, like, I listen first, and then I'm being understood. And then I speak and am heard. For me, it creates like this beautiful space to listen first. So many times in life, I know it from myself goes as well, it's this wish to push ahead, like I'm right, I try to convince other people of my rightness. Whereas here it is like, listen, yeah, listen first, open up the space, like one Rune quote I like so much, is like between being right and wrong, there's a space. Meet me there. And I feel that this Beregini invites us to do exactly the same. And an oracle card for next week is the Jaguar, the black Jaguar. I'm just going to read out the essence. The Jaguar is the protector of all life in the Amazon, and in times of fear she brings courage and certainty. Jaguar is at the top of the food chain and never becomes prey. With great stealth she can track her mark from a distance and not be seen or heard. She moves gracefully through the jungle, relishing the abundance of the rainforest, fearless and at ease. Jaguar knows the ways beyond death and is the master of the shadows, blending invisibly between light and dark, night and day. The invitation. Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you, to go outside your normal routine, to push your limits and boundaries. She is delivering an invitation from your own future to investigate the unknown, to venture into the mystery and the dark places you have been reluctant to explore. Toss all caution to the wind. Know that your Jaguar instinct will serve you well. The medicine. What in your life needs to be released? What have you carried around with you for too long, which is ready to be let go on once and for all? Jaguar medicine is available to heal the fear so you can allow it to go. It's time to come out of the shadows and end the shadow games that you may have unconsciously agreed to play. Call on Jaguar to unfetter you from toxic relationships and recover your natural instinct for the right people and situations. I love the black Jaguar. It's one of my power animals. And the white Jaguar, who lives on the mountains in Kazakhstan, where I am from, I also embroidered on my shamanic dress, and I love to connect with those totems to feel into how to walk gracefully, how to be very protective of my loved ones. They're actually very protective of the cups, on how to survive on the top, or like the Jaguar in the middle of the jungle. And I love here the invitation especially to embrace the mystery, which of course in the age of so much turmoil and chaos, where it's so much uncertain, for me this is also the weird space of nothingness, like the rune of nothingness. It can get very uncanny, and many people are very afraid of this nothingness. This has actually got a lot to do with our fear of death, of the unknown, and especially my healing journey with breast cancer has shown me to embrace death consciously. It's like Ram Dass says, becoming a nobody, and I consciously embrace each of the chemo treatments to let my ego die, to let old patterns, conditioning, programs die. So I become more and more of a nobody to then fit into the whole of the needle. And what happens on the other side after I became a nobody? It was like this kingdom, like Shambhala kingdom, and diamond sharp awareness, and like this diamond shining from my heart. But it didn't came to me by just thinking about it. It was like really embracing the mystery, embracing death. And I think it's the invitation to all of us, where now we see everything crumble, the economical system is crumbling, climate change, warmth, wars, so much hardship, yeah, and we don't know yet how to move forward, and it's about embracing the mystery, yeah, and then going into this emergent state, like a butterfly before it leaves the cocoon, this imaginary space. Once we consciously embrace it and go there consciously into this weird space, into this mystery, that we go really inside and feel into what is emerging through us, instead of losing too much energy and worry what happens to us. Yeah, it is completely different way of living. Yeah, like what is wants to emerge through us, which energies. Yeah, how is this Jaguar, the mysterious, wants to express through you. It's the same with the Bereginis, like in Slavic tradition, that's a sultry horoscope, where we are given 7 Bereginis at birth, who are there throughout our whole life, 3 in the roots, our main Beregini, and 3 in the branches, to help us fulfill our destiny in a conscious way. And we've got such great helpers if we consciously, intentionally start weaving with those energy. But again, don't make the mistake, it's not like expecting then from someone out there to appear. It's more like a weaving through us, yeah, that speaks in symbolism, in certain feelings, yeah, or like that's where we start having an intimate relationship with those energies, yeah, which express themselves, yeah, in metaphors, yeah, through feeling. We've got so many different senses of how we can perceive it, yeah, those energies. And if you want to receive an in-depth soul tree horoscope, it's about 35 pages, where I can pass on this wisdom, which 7 Bereginis weave through you in your soul tree horoscope, so you can also fulfill your destiny and live through life like a strong tree with roots, trunk and center. Get in touch with me. And last but not least, the rune for next week is Perthro. It's a very mysterious rune, staying with the mystery that the Jaguar brought to us. And also the friend who invites us to listen first, yeah, into this mystery. Like Perthro is, it's a mysterious rune. It's often referred also like being the well of Wyrd, where the 3 Norns sit at the Yggdrasil and water the tree with the sacred waters from the Wyrd. So in that sense, the Wyrd is also like this cosmic womb, yeah, of the waters where everything gets birthed from. So it's an invitation to yet again invite the mystery and really let ourselves sink into it, and like a baby in the dark womb of the mother, being watered, yeah, being feeded with what comes next. Yeah, it's actually also a rune for luck. Yeah, it's like a bag with dice, like the gods are playing. Yeah, but again, it's not like we are then completely victims, yeah, and just only dependent what the gods are throwing, how they're throwing the dice. No, it's for us to have this attitude. I embrace it. I don't understand it with my head, what is happening, but I surrender into the mystery, yeah, and whatever dies are gonna come out, yeah. You are conscious co-creator to play with it, yeah, to consciously with your destiny, and don't see it as being a victim. So this is also the Perthro for next week. And since it's Saturday, I also invite you, like every Saturday, to put on your ancestors candle. I've got here the symbol of the supporter. It's from the 8th Prath Beregini goddess. Supporter from the 8th world of ancestors. We can imagine ourselves to center in here and to invite all our ancestors and the elements from around the candle. I always like to connect to my ancestors. That's why I wear my Kazakh hat, which was given to me from my Kazakh relatives when I was visiting them for the first time after 30 years in 2017. And in that way, I feel always connected with them. And I let the candle burn tonight, and my deceased mother will be there, and I give some offerings to the ancestors, like water, then also watering it afterwards into nature, which is really in need of rain and water. It's very dry in Germany, and a lot of fires actually in East Germany. And then invite in the water. Yeah, and give some offerings as well of some food. Yeah, some water and some milk. And I leave it at my altar and then give it back to nature. And for the fire, so it's also about bringing in the 4 elements as an offering, like the water, and then I burn my incense of the sage from my balcony for fire. I use my feather to spread the incense of the raven, because my main Beregini power is the raven, and my main ally to journey to the underworld. Yeah, and the earth of the element at my altar is a stone. It's a healing stone out of a green jade, which I always use as well. It has got a form of an eggshell, and which stands always for birth and also to connection to the Great Mother Umai. Yeah, so I'm wishing you an auspicious week of embracing the mystery and start listening deeply, yeah, and being a friend to the mystery. Like here, the friend. Being a mystery of being open to receive from all direction what comes to you. So listen to it before you then speak, and then see what happens. Usually when we first go inside and listen deeply, then we can communicate in a very responsible, like responsibility is being able to respond appropriately, and then see what happens. Usually the conversations go much more smoothly, and then you also have got the feeling in return that you are being understood. So have a very good week. Many blessings. Благодарю.